Hi, welcome to Savvy Gamblers. This is a roulette guide and a review of the insurance roulette strategy. If you head down to the description box, there's a link to the Savvy Gamblers website where you can read the full review of this strategy. And there's also some other important information in that description box regarding the website, so if you are joining me for this review, then please do read all of that information if you're going to head over to Savvy Gamblers. I've also just got the page up from Savvy Gamblers because it's going to be easier to explain this way with this strategy. There's a little bit more to it than some of the other ones, although it is very easy to understand. It's better with some of the stuff that I've got in the review. I can just show you it's easier. So with this strategy, it requires you to place 2 bets on each spin, which we'll look at now. We've got here, I'll go back to the wheel for this. So you need to place your first bet on the first 12 or the third 12. In the review I've done it on the first 12, so that's what I'll do on this, because then it's easier to follow if you do go over there and have a look. The second bet you either place on 1 to 18 or 19 to 36, depending on what your first bet was. Because I've bet on the first 12, it now means I have to bet on 1 to 18. So it's a €5. I've started on €5 stake. You can start on whatever your bankroll is saying you can bet, really. If you want to go higher you can, or lower, it doesn't really matter as long as you follow the system. So for me it's €5 on there, which means I have to place double on the 1 to 18. So it's a €15 stake in total. So we'll spin that. So kind of half the wheel's covered now. We've got a 3 to 1 chance there coming in and a 2 to 1 there. And it's actually a perfect win because both of those bets have come in and won, giving €35 there and a €20 profit. So if we just head back to the website now, I've got those outcomes down here. You can see there the best case scenario came in for me and both of them won. So like I said, it gave me a €20 profit there. Had anything over 18 landed there, it would have been a complete loss, which I'll go into next. And anything above 12, 13 to 18, coming in there, would have still seen a small profit on the bet. So that's kind of your insurance there. You just get a little bit back. You still make some profit, but ultimately it's the 1 to 12 you need to come in for the big hit, or the bigger hit should I say. So if you lose, of course, like all of these progression based methods, it's where things start to get interesting and very expensive if you hit a bad run, because what you have to do is you then have to double up your bet, which is similar to the martingale, where you, of course, if you lose there you keep doubling up until you win. Unlike the martingale though, if you do hit this a lot further on, which we'll also see shortly, is that you can still make quite a bit of money, whereas with the martingale you'll just win your initial starting stake. So because I've bet 5 and 10, that means it now has to go to 10 and 20. What I've done here just for the example is I've gone 4 bets from that initial bet that I just placed and said that they were all losses, just for an example, so you can see how quickly the stakes raise and how much money you can be in from such a small start like I was. Really, €15 is not a huge stake, is it? So yep, so you double up there. So just say for example that first bet lost, I've then staked 10 on my first 12 and 20 on 1 to 18. That's lost, so you can see there now I'm 45 down. I've doubled again on both of those, again it's lost, I'm now 105 down. Bet 4, I've doubled again, it's lost again. 225 down after 4 bets. Bet 5, I've just said this of course for the purpose of the review, that this is the bet 5 has possibly won for me, but otherwise it's €465 staked in 5 bets. So just keep that in mind if you're starting on a €5 stake, that's the sort of balance that you're going to need after just 5 bets if you've lost. So if you want to try this out, start it on real low stakes just so you can see what it's all about. So here I've explained in this example that Here I've said I've won, but not on both bets like previously, just on the 1 to 18. Number 14's come in, so I've won 320 back. The 160 there, of course, would pay me 160 back. So it still left me at a loss of €145. But had a number came in like it did on the bet that we just saw, the spin that I did, 1 to 12, then you would get all of your money back and a profit of €95, and then you would head back to bet 1. So as soon as you win, well, really, you need to win on the 1 to 12 to get a really decent profit. You see now, if you've got the 320 there, like I've explained here in this bet 5, then you're still down. So you could place that bet again, or you could maybe drop down to bet 4. I mean, ideally you'd place it again, because then you have got a reasonable chance, because if you hit the 320 again, you're going to be seeing a reasonable profit there. It's going to wipe that out, so you're going to be like 175 in profit. If you hit 1 to 12, then it's going to be a massive profit, and then you'd go back to your initial starting bet. So try that out for yourself. Read through this review properly, take all of that information in, so you're just aware of how quickly it can get expensive. But I do actually like this strategy, I must say. It's certainly a tempter, but it's one that you do have to treat with respect, just because these numbers can get scary, and this is all about fun and entertainment, not about losing absolute fortunes. So, but you don't have to be betting big for it to be exciting. You can bet what's relative to you, rather than this being, if you can go on low stakes, you find a low stakes table, then bet low stakes and get some enjoyment out of it. But yeah, this is a pretty enjoyable strategy, I must say. So okay, thanks for watching. If you've joined me this far, I've not bored you to death. There'll be more reviews and some real play coming soon, so thank you very much.